This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe and help get this video to 2,000 likes. The episode opens with Rolf sucking down jujubes like summer sausages. The cul-de-sac kids build a giant papier-mâché heart to celebrate their brand new cult. And if you think I'm exaggerating, tell me if you think this sounds like normal laughter.
Those kids ain't right.
The heart is finished just in time for Friendship Day. The kids worship their false idol with a song that, even I'll admit, is a certified bop.
When you're flying low and you're getting no show, friends are there to help you. When you take off your shoe and your feet say, Caillou, friends are there to help you.
The Ascension party is in full swing when the Eds come in to piss in the Kool-Aid.
Jujubes! Don't mind if I do.
What the hell, Eddy? You don't just take another man's jujubes like that. Jimmy tries to indoctrinate Ed into his clan of brotherly love and ends up with his purple panda panties pulled over his head. Hilarious. Turns out all that hoopla about friendship didn't mean jack shit, as everyone turns on Jimmy, including Double D. Again, tell me if this sounds like normal laughter. Stop laughing, it's not that damn funny. Sarah threatens to tell on Ed even though it was Eddy's fault. Yeah, she's definitely Ed's sister. Things go from bad to worse when a paintbrush goes missing and Plank's mouth gets wiped off. The kids naturally point the finger at the Eds. But also, who cares? It's a paintbrush and a piece of wood. It's not like they burned down someone's house. Yet, tensions reach an all-time high when a hockey stick is found stabbed through the giant heart. The kids are quick to blame Eddy, even though we all know this kid has never played a damn sport a day in his life. The Eds realize someone is setting them up and set out to clear their names so everyone will hate them slightly less than they already do. Double D draws up a list of suspects and conveniently leaves out Rolf. Subtle. Amazingly, Ed finds a clue and deduces that whoever left the red footprint is the culprit.
So tell us, Ed, who did it? Simple, my friend. It was a foot.
Double D pats Ed on his soft spot, and the trio set out to find the red-shoed charlatan. The Eds find Kevin in the alley perfecting his pimp limp and distract him with a photo of Naz in a bikini. Where the hell did Eddy get that photo? And what was he using it for before now?
Don't answer that.
Kevin is practically salivating out of every orifice as the Eds realize he's got some tiny-ass feet. Dan Schneider would love him. The Eds next turn to Sarah, where they destroy one of her dolls so they can measure the shoe print she leaves on Ed's ass. Genius. Though you'd think it'd be obvious that Sarah's shoes would be too small, especially compared to Kevin's. I retract my previous genius. The trio next go to Naz, and end up launching her into Montreal. Rolf almost gets cornered, but skillfully evades the trio as he's in no mood to participate in their shenanigans. The Eds are no closer to finding their perp, while the show has gone 3 minutes without anyone talking. Cause even though the episode is 22 minutes long, I guess Cartoon Network was only able to pay their actors for 11 minutes of dialogue. The Eds literally break into Jimmy's garage and find him holding a hockey stick. So mystery solved, right? Nope. Turns out Jimmy's shoes don't match the footprint, so the episode has to keep going for another 11 minutes. But not before Ed drops the evidence and breaks all his toes.
I should have all the feeling back in my feet after this word from our sponsor.
Cursed broadcast commercialism.
We'll be right back with Ed, Ed, and Eddy.
It's good to be back. It's like underwear straight from the dryer.
The Eds are back from commercial when they find Johnny tarred and candied. Ed eats the jujube stuck to Johnny's skin, gross, when Eddy finds another footprint on the back of Plank. The cul-de-sac kids catch the Eds red-handed, footed, and chase them out of town, while Rolf watches with cynical glee. Again, subtle. The Eds evade the mob when they stumble upon a trail of jujubes leading into the forest. The trio follow the trail because I guess none of them have read Hansel and Gretel. Ed continues to eat the dirt-laden sweets, though honestly I think Double D looks stupider running with his magnifying glass. I mean, you can see them right there on the ground. The magnifying glass is just overkill. The mob draws near as the trail leads the Eds to the shed from the shed. The trio hide inside and disguise themselves as a jackass.
Quack!
It would seem they're in the clear until they realize the purpose followed them inside. Gee, I wonder who it could be.
Hiya, Rolf! Rolf?
Rolf!
No, it can't be. That would actually make sense. Surprise, surprise, the Eds get ambushed by the Canker sisters. Fan-fucking-tastic. The trio are trapped between a rock and a hard place, as their only options are the angry mob or the syphilis sisters. Either way, they're ultimately fucked. The Eds forego the pussy pounding in favor of getting pounded like pussies. The trio resign to their fate until they find out Rolf was Jimmy's patsy. Surprise, 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 it turns out Jimmy was setting them up all along. Jimmy starts monologuing about how his devastating wedgie inspired him to get revenge, in the most convoluted way possible.
My fiendish plan was working. Smooth as silk. Who else would sink so low as to pierce our heart of friendship? So I chose a patsy to keep you losers off my trail.
Double D praises Jimmy as a mad genius, even though there's no way he could have pulled it off. So you're telling me this kid managed to frame all three Eds in under 30 seconds without anyone seeing him sneak off? And what was the point of making Rolf the patsy when the Eds didn't even suspect him in the first place? Also, why did he go after all three Eds specifically? Eddy's the one who gave him the wedgie, and everyone in the cul-de-sac was laughing at him, not just the Eds. Jimmy completes his villain arc with a snap that would make Thanos shit his shorts.
Impossible.
The episode ends with Jimmy's maniacal laughter as the Eds get dragged away by the debutantes of Rape Dape. So remember, kids, if you and your friends are the least popular kids in town, don't give the other kids an excuse to beat the crap out of you. If you think someone is setting you up, try to use your head for more than 5 seconds before going around and making things worse. If someone seems like they're guilty, then they probably are, assuming the culprit's identity actually makes sense. Don't follow a trail of candy into the woods unless you want to be groped and grabbed by horn dog trailer trash. If you find yourself in a situation where your only two options are a whooping or a spanking, go with the lesser of two evils. But most importantly, do not fuck with the quiet kid, lest his vengeance rain down on you tenfold. Also, if you and your friends have the same name, maybe don't pick a nickname that makes people think of titties. And don't bother going down a rabbit hole trying to figure out how the hell Jimmy was able to pull off his scheme without bending the laws of reality, because at the end of the day, it's just a cartoon. Is there a cartoon you want me to talk about? Patrons who join my $10 tier can pick which shows I cover on It's Just a Cartoon. There's a limited number of slots available, so sign up now. Coming up next.
I'm the leader! I can tell anyone I want to shut up! So shut up!
Hey, watch the nails.